Hello and welcome to View from the Top, a series exclusively curated by ETCIO to bring to our studios top leaders from across tech companies in India and globally for an in-depth tete-a-tete to understand their insights and views on business transformation, the changing landscape, and what it takes to be a leader in these volatile times. In this episode, we have with us Mani Vembu, CEO of Zoho.com. Mani, during the course of this interview, will share insights into the way ahead for Zoho, some of the technologies that will impact customers, and the road ahead. Where do you really see Zoho as your vision over the next 3 to 4 years?
Being in different verticals, because we see that vertical as a biggest opportunity there.
So what typically is the AI R&D investment, if I may ask?
Give a marketplace of agents where customers can come and install and then work on these.
What would you tell your peers about the opportunities they should look at, then the fears that they should really overlook and move beyond?
Focus on things that we control, and anyway, if things we don't control, we don't want to be anxious about.
Thank you so much for taking time out and joining us at our studios.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
Wonderful. So at the very outset, Mani, the first question that comes to mind is, you have always been proactive and integral to Zoho's foundational technologies, and you've seen through a lot of phases in the company. So at this stage, what typically, now that you've taken over as CEO from Sridhar Vembu, what would be your first set of priorities and what are you really looking at?
So as a priority, we are moving in terms of domain-specific app platforms. So we are doubling down on those efforts. And we are actually taking the success from India to other regions. So that's going to be one of the priorities. And then obviously, the AI, the agentic AI is going to be the next one. And moving to verticals. So from being an horizontal platform, we are identifying vertical opportunities across different regions. And then we are serving different verticals now. So that these three are going to be the main priorities.
Sure. So now that you bring up agentic AI, what do you see as the potential for what agentic AI can really do?
So basically it is, I would say, the advanced version of automation where you could automate more use cases. And we see it as in the business context as an integral part of whatever we offer. So businesses are going to have customers, businesses are going to have employees, businesses are going to have legal teams. So all these functions are going to exist. And now, in a certain way, they would have automated those functions. And with agentic AI, they could actually automate more. They could actually be more productive, be more operationally efficient. And we are looking at opportunities where, how do we enable these customers to do it more efficiently?
So Mani, Zoho hitherto has been well entrenched in the SMB spaces, seen as a very strong SMB player, and is transitioning now into the large enterprise space. So it's also public domain now. Everybody's talking about it. You've made formal announcements and so on and so forth. So what would be some of the key strategies that you would be looking at this stage in order to penetrate further into the enterprise space and build deep pockets there?
Yeah. So GTM, we evolved from SMB, which is natural, where we have inbound inquiries and then we serve global markets. And as we evolved, we moved into platform direction. We saw, India as a market where we got opportunity to work with larger customers to co-create some of the solutions. And we have seen success in that. And then through the course in the last 5 years, we have seen success in terms of enabling our technology platforms and then, strengthening our processes and making sure that, our products are ready for the enterprise market. And now with this success, we want to just go global, The same strategy we want to take global. And what we see as our differentiator is the low-code tools that we offer. So our platforms are enabled with low-code tools. So that will shorten the implementation time. That will make the change management easier. And our focus is going to be, across different regions, we are going to focus on different verticals. For example, in India, we started with BFSI. Now we are doing auto DMS. We see success in retail. So like that, in US market, we see success in franchisee and we see success in real estate. So if different markets, it's different verticals. So based on the regulatory framework, based on the success we have, based on the initial traction we have, in each market, our mid-market enterprise strategy is going to be based on the industry specific verticals.
So, Mani, when it comes to the platform approach, right? So, what typically would this entail, for organizations who are still grappling to understand what would be their best approach, whether it is a consolidated approach or a best of breed? And that discussion is not going away anywhere, right? It has been on for a while. So, how will this create, Zoho's platform approach, create that unique differentiator? And also, how will AI, kind of seamlessly integrate into your offerings in this regard? Zoho has been talking about it for a while, and I'm also excited to understand more from you.
See, from the offering side, we offer domain-specific app platforms. That means by domain, we mean HR, we mean sales, right? We mean email and collaboration, we mean finance. So for each of these domain, we have an application platform. And in terms of whether it is consolidated or say best of the breed, so it depends on the company's businesses technology infrastructure. So if they already have invested in heavily on some technology, then they are going to actually choose technology wherever there is a gap. So, and we also offer a solution where platforms where customers can modernize their existing legacy. So we have seen cases where customers have invested in legacy solutions, and then how do they make the best out of their investment? So they use our low-code application platform and to modernize their investment there, right? The legacy solution. And then with respect to AI, so we don't see AI as an outside of these solutions, right? So we want AI to be an integral part of each of these domain-specific app platforms. So in HR, it automates some use cases. In recruitment, it could automate some use cases. In legal, it could automate different use cases. In sales, it will be different. In support, it will be different. So that means, right, we want to look at, AI as an integral part of all these offering. And if companies want, all-in-one, right, we do offer that as a solution. So we do offer Zoho One as a unified suite. But then as we move up market, we are seeing that companies are already having a technology investment. They choose whichever domains they want, whichever verticals they are focusing on. Based on that, we offer our solution.
Sure. Yes. Legacy is a very big aspect of organizations as you move up market, So that's the one of their largest strengths and problem statements as well, right? Yeah. So Mani, I have to ask you this question. So where do you really see Zoho as your vision over the next 3 to 4 years?
Yeah. So one is as I said, moving up market across different geographies. So that's a priority for us. And then being in different verticals, because we see that vertical as a biggest opportunity there, right? So that means how horizontal SaaS was an opportunity 20 years before. Now we see in the future is going to be vertical SaaS, because it again comes from the IDC finding you have seen in the morning, right? The lowering the implementation time. So why we build domain specific app platforms? We want to decrease the domain, right? Implementation time. So there'll be out of the box features, plus we offer customization tools. Same way with vertical, we go to real estate, we want to give 80% out of the box and allow customers to customize their processes. So same way with healthcare, same way with BFSI, right? So we want to give out of the box features for each of these vertical, and it differs from region to region. That's why we are regionally expanding. So that at each region, we will be focusing on those verticals, and then we will make sure that there is an out-of-the-box functionality available for that region. So that way, right, we will reduce the implementation time. That's another priority. And then finally, the AI, right? So AI we see as an integral part, and we are investing heavily on the R&D. So we are going to see a lot of, development in AI in future.
Sure. So what typically is the AI R&D investment, if I may ask?
So the first one is the agentic AI, where we are investing on a low-code tool builder, where we allow customers and partners to build agents. We will also give hundreds of pre-built agents, so that it can be plug and play. And then we will give a marketplace of agents where customers can come and install and then work on this. And then on the other area, it is Ask Zia, which is a co-pilot where it helps the administrator or developer to be more productive. So to give an example, if to build an agent, we'll give a prompt-based, Ask Zia, where you can just ask Zia to build an agent for you. Same way for building workflows, for building apps. So all those will have that, right? These two are the immediate priorities. And yesterday, Silas just mentioned about some of the foundational models we are working on. but that's still in R&D, and we are expecting it to be announced somewhere this year.
Sure, sure. So, as a leader now, these are very, the landscape, as they say, to use jargon, keeps shifting day in and day out. There's so much of uncertainty across different markets, and generative AI is naturally disrupted the market. So, there are n number of things which can create FOMO in a leader, right? So, as someone who's now taken over the mantle of an organization of this size, what would you tell your peers about the opportunities they should look at, then the fears that they should really overlook and move beyond?
See, the way we look at it internally is there are only certain things we control, and there are a lot of many things that we don't control. So, for example, the regulatory frameworks, the policies, so the technology landscape, even the competitive landscape. So, what is the competition going to launch that we don't control? So, in that sense, we can only be prepared, right? So, that means if we are an organization where we are prepared for change, we look for, we keep a learning organization where, so we constantly learn from the market, from from outside, and then we could do things. So that's how we want to look at it inside. So instead of fearing about something, so we want to look at what we control and then focus on things that we control. And anyway, if things we don't control, we don't want to be anxious about. So that's something, we internally follow.
Sure. So that's been your guiding light all through, I guess, yes, right? Yes. Control what you can control, yes, and leave the rest. Yeah. Brilliant thought, fundamentally very sound. So thank you so much, Mani, for your concise insights on the way ahead for Zoho. And thank you so much for joining us on View from the Top.